My name's Laura Latham. I'm a patient at a GP practice in Stockport and I live in Hazel Grove. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the journey I've been on since I started working for the NHS back in April 2015. I'm really proud and slightly embarrassed to say that I have managed to go from a size 20 to a size 12. That's the bit I'm most proud of. And having lost 5 stone, I have more than 5 stone in fact. I feel like I've really changed not just the way I work and the way I contribute to the NHS, but also my life and how I feel about myself. A lot of what we do is about, preventative health and focusing on creating the right environment for our population to be healthy and to live healthy lifestyles, and I felt like I couldn't be an advocate for that because I didn't. And we were sat in the office one day and an email came through that I ignored for a little bit because I looked at it and thought it was one of those kind of really blanket, do you live a healthy lifestyle, how can we help you? And I thought I'll just put that in my to do and I'll read it later. And I came back to it and I thought actually there's an offer here that I can do. It was offering a sportive fitness program with coaching, with a little fitness tracker, and the most important thing for me was it was the sense of not just me doing it on my own, it was offered to the organisation and to those that were willing to get involved. So I pondered for a little while, had a bit of a chat with a few of my colleagues and thought, well, let's give it a go. So that came through, we got underway, and immediately I felt like there were a group of us that were working together in a really fun but slightly competitive way, I have to confess, to actually improve our own health. And having that little bit of plastic that sort of stuck somewhere on your body really gave you the focus every day about understanding how far you were walking, what type of exercise you were doing, and whether you, for me, were more ahead of or behind your colleagues and where you sat overall. We also had something called a body track scan, which sort of gave you the inside view of your health, not just the bits you could see around how what your weight was and how those kinds of things. It gave you a real inside focus on your body, so things like water retention, bone density, all those things you knew contributed to an unhealthy lifestyle but you couldn't see. So over a period of 3 months we had the tracker. It was great. I managed to encourage others to join in some of my crazy activities, so a group of us started taking advantage of our free gym passes, and we started going to Zumba and tried a couple of other classes as well, and I convinced one of my colleagues who thanked me later but not at the time to join me in running my first ever 10k. So the programme itself finished in February, but I was lucky enough to receive at Christmas another fitness tracker because I knew even then that it wasn't something I could stop doing because it had become such a part of my life. So going to the gym after work to join in those classes, meeting people I'd met there, became friends, and it really felt like it was something that was the beginning of something that would hopefully continue, and I was really committed to doing that. So because I'm the sort of person that doesn't do things on my own or quietly, it gave me a really good opportunity to support my parents. So we've become a little bit of a fitness tracker family. I was given the opportunity because I love Zumba to train to teach, and I am probably not, well definitely not, a coordinated person who has any kind of experience of dance or anything you'd think would give you the skills for that, but I trained successfully in January, and I'm getting to the stage now where I will be taking my own classes and covering for other instructors, which feels like a massive journey. I'm nervous, but actually I feel like I can stand in front of a class legitimately and motivate and support others, given I started 18 months ago not thinking I could ever really do it. In terms of previous diets and attempts to get fit, I think the difference this time for me was that I eat quite healthily anyway, but actually combining that healthy eating with an understanding of my own body and the exercise feels like those 3 things have really contributed, and one alone, or even 2 of those 3, perhaps wouldn't have been enough to really change what I feel like I've managed to change. So I think you do need to look at all of those things, because it's about a healthy lifestyle. You can lose weight, be slimmer and still not be fit. I think for me it's about commitment to believing you can change, because when I set off I didn't envisage that I would be where I am now, or feel as settled and as happy and as energetic and as lively as I feel now. I set off in my head and in my heart to do a little bit more tomorrow than I'd done today. It was as simple as that, and I think great big ambitions are wonderful for some people and work for some, but it feels when you set off on a journey that it's insurmountable in some senses. So it's just that little incremental change, the way you think, the small things you do in your life, parking further away to walk into work, or going up and down 2 flights of stairs when you need to go to the bathroom rather than just one. It's just those tiny little things, motivated by yourself and supported by others, that make a real difference when you add them all up over a day or a week or a month or a year. From an employer perspective, I feel like I've been given such an opportunity by the CCG and by the NHS, supported to be more healthy, because it's not just a benefit to me. Actually, I probably work more effectively, I've got more energy, I've motivated colleagues. Some of those feeling good factors that you get in a workplace have been generated by the programme and our approach to fitness, so I genuinely feel like I've been really lucky. There's never enough time in the working day to fit everything in, there just isn't, but actually employers should and must invest in their staff, because a happy workforce, a healthy workforce is great for the workforce but also for the employers.